The Galactic Council's ultimatum came abruptly. Their colossal holographic projection dominated the sky above Earth's capital, announcing their demand for immediate disarmament and submission. This sudden declaration sent shockwaves through every level of society, from the halls of government to the homes of ordinary citizens. Captain James Mitchell stood in the command center, his eyes fixed on the projection. His mind raced with possibilities, each more desperate than the last. He had always known that humanity's advancements would eventually draw unwanted attention, but the speed and severity of the Council's threat were unprecedented. The stakes had never been higher. A seasoned military leader, Mitchell had faced numerous crises, but none as existential as this. He quickly summoned his closest advisors and the brightest minds to an emergency meeting. The command center buzzed with activity as personnel scrambled to their stations, readying for whatever orders might come next. Dr. Amelia Carter, a renowned scientist with an exceptional mind for strategic defense, joined Mitchell in the war room. Her sharp blue eyes conveyed both intelligence and a hint of the burden she carried. Together, they had anticipated many threats, but the Galactic Council's demand was a new frontier. "James," she began, her voice steady despite the tension, "we need a plan. If we comply, we lose everything. If we resist, we must ensure our defenses are impregnable." Mitchell nodded, appreciating her directness. "Agreed, Amelia. Our only option is to fight. Gather the scientists and engineers. We need every advantage we can get." As the meeting commenced, global leaders appeared on the holographic screens surrounding the room. Each face reflected the gravity of the situation. Mitchell took a deep breath, knowing the importance of unity in this moment. "Ladies and gentlemen," he started, "we face an unprecedented threat. The Galactic Council demands our submission, but we will not yield. We must prepare for battle and defend our sovereignty." His words were met with a mix of apprehension and resolve. Nations that had once been divided now stood on common ground, bound by the shared threat to their existence. Lieutenant David Singh, a tactical genius with a reputation for unflinching bravery, stepped forward. "Captain, initial reports indicate small skirmishes at the edges of our solar system. Our forces are holding, but barely." Mitchell clenched his jaw. "We need more intel. Send a recon team to gather information on the enemy's capabilities. We must know what we're up against." As Singh relayed the orders, Mitchell and Carter moved to a private corner of the war room. "Amelia, we need every bit of technological edge we can get. What can we deploy immediately?" Carter pulled up a schematic on her tablet, showing a new defense system she had been developing in secret. "I've been working on a shield that can disrupt the Council's energy weapons. It's not perfect, but it could buy us time." Mitchell examined the design, his mind already calculating its potential impact. "Implement it immediately. Time is our most precious resource." Meanwhile, across the galaxy, a covert mission was unfolding. A team of elite operatives had captured a high-ranking alien, Counselor Zorak, during a daring raid. As they brought him in, his defiance gave way to an unexpected revelation. In the interrogation room, Zorak's eyes glowed with a mix of fear and determination. "You humans are resilient," he admitted. "There are those within the Council who do not support this war. I can help you, but you must trust me." Mitchell leaned in, scrutinizing Zorak's every word. "Why should we believe you? This could be a trap." Zorak shook his head. "I risk everything by being here. The Council is not as unified as they appear. There is a faction that believes in coexistence. Use my knowledge wisely." As Zorak provided critical intelligence, Mitchell's mind raced with new strategies. This unexpected ally could turn the tide in their favor. Hours later, Mitchell addressed the world. His voice, transmitted across every available channel, resonated with strength and resolve. "Citizens of Earth, we face a formidable adversary, but we are not without hope. We have allies among the stars, and our resolve is unbreakable. We will fight for our freedom, and we will prevail." The speech ignited a spark of hope and determination across the globe. Humanity's resilience would be tested like never before, But with leaders like Mitchell and Carter at the helm, there was a fighting chance. The command center was a whirlwind of focused activity as preparations for the impending conflict accelerated. Captain James Mitchell stood at the helm, issuing orders and refining strategies with a calculated urgency. The weight of responsibility bore heavily on his shoulders, but his resolve was unshakable. He glanced at the tactical displays, monitoring the deployment of Earth's defenses with a keen eye. Dr. Amelia Carter, ever the brilliant strategist, approached with new data. James, our defense grid is operational. The energy disruptors are installed and ready for activation, she reported, her voice steady but laced with the gravity of their situation. Excellent, Amelia, Mitchell replied, his gaze never leaving the screen. We need every advantage. How soon can we test the disruptors in a live scenario? Within the hour, she confirmed. We'll need to coordinate with Lieutenant Singh's squadron for optimal placement. Mitchell nodded, appreciating her thoroughness. Let's make it happen. Singh, he called, turning to the young officer. Prepare your team. You're our frontline defense. Lieutenant David Singh, known for his strategic acumen and calm under pressure, saluted sharply. We're ready, sir. We'll ensure those disruptors are deployed where they'll be most effective. As Singh departed to rally his squadron, Mitchell's attention shifted to a live feed from the outer reaches of the solar system. Human defense ships were engaging the first wave of the Galactic Council scouts. The skirmishes were intense, testing both the limits of human technology and the mettle of the crews. Meanwhile, in a secured chamber within the command center, Counselor Zorak, the captured alien with unexpected sympathies, awaited interrogation. His appearance was intimidating, with iridescent scales and piercing eyes, yet his demeanor suggested a complexity beyond mere hostility. Mitchell entered the chamber, accompanied by Dr. Carter. Zorak, you've claimed to offer us valuable intelligence. Prove it, he demanded. Zorak's eyes met Mitchell's with a mix of defiance and sincerity. I have no love for the Council's war machine. There are factions within our ranks who seek peace. I am one of them. The Council's armada has a weakness. Their command structure is heavily centralized. Disrupt their chain of command, and you will sow chaos among their forces. Mitchell studied him, weighing the risks. Why should we trust you? Because my fate is tied to yours now, Zorak replied, his voice tinged with urgency. Help me contact my allies. Together, we can undermine the Council's war effort from within. Dr. Carter leaned in, her analytical mind already processing the potential strategies. James, if what he's saying is true, this could be the break we need. Mitchell nodded, his decision made. All right, Zorak, we'll give you a chance. But any sign of betrayal and you're done. Back in the command center, the first major engagement of the conflict was unfolding. Human ships, utilizing the newly installed disruptors, managed to repel the Council's initial assault. The disruptors worked as intended, creating brief windows of opportunity that allowed human forces to strike with precision. Lieutenant Singh's squadron played a crucial role, executing daring maneuvers that showcased their skill and bravery. Reports of their success began to filter back to the command center, each victory bolstering the collective morale. Mitchell felt a surge of pride. Good work, Singh. Keep up the pressure. We need to show the Council that humanity will not be easily subdued. As the battle raged on, Mitchell and Carter worked tirelessly, coordinating with their teams and adapting to the rapidly changing situation. Each decision was a delicate balance of risk and reward, each maneuver a testament to their ingenuity and determination. In a moment of relative calm, Mitchell took a brief pause, looking around at his team. The faces of those he led reflected a mix of determination, fear, and hope. They were scientists, soldiers, and leaders, all united by the common goal of protecting their home. Dr. Carter approached him, her expression softer now. James, we've accomplished a lot today, but this is only the beginning. We have to stay vigilant. He nodded, knowing the road ahead would be fraught with challenges. I know, Amelia, but with people like you and Singh, I believe we have a fighting chance. Just then, an urgent alert interrupted their conversation. The Council's main fleet was on the move, heading directly for Earth's defensive perimeter. The next phase of the conflict was imminent, and every decision from this point forward would be critical. Mitchell's voice rang out across the command center, filled with resolve. All hands, prepare for full-scale engagement. This is what we've been training for. Let's show them what humanity is capable of. The Galactic Council's main fleet loomed on the outskirts of Earth's defensive perimeter. The air in the command center was charged with anticipation as Captain James Mitchell reviewed the final preparations for the full-scale engagement. His focus was razor-sharp. Every detail could mean the difference between survival and annihilation. Dr. Amelia Carter approached, her face lit by the soft glow of the tactical display. James, all defense systems are online, and Lieutenant Singh's squadron is in position. The disruptors are functioning at optimal capacity. Mitchell nodded. Good. We need to keep the enemy at bay long enough for our counteroffensive to work. What's the status on Counselor Zorak's intel? Carter pulled up a schematic of the enemy fleet, highlighting critical weaknesses. Zorak's information checks out. The Council's command ships are heavily armored but rely on a centralized command structure. If we can disrupt their communications, we can create enough confusion to break their formation. Mitchell absorbed the information, formulating a strategy. We'll need a diversion. Singh's squadron will create a perimeter breach, drawing their fire, while our main forces target the command ships. As orders were relayed and final checks completed, the first wave of the Council's assault began. Earth's defense fleet, bolstered by the new disruptors, engaged the enemy with precision and determination. Explosions lit up the darkness as ships maneuvered through the battlefield, executing Mitchell's plan with calculated efficiency. Lieutenant David Singh led his squadron with unmatched skill, weaving through enemy fire and deploying disruptors that temporarily disabled the Council's ships. His calm demeanor under pressure inspired those around him, turning the tide in several critical skirmishes. Captain Mitchell, Singh's voice crackled over the comms. We've created an opening. Proceed with the main assault. Mitchell watched the tactical display as the main fleet advanced. All units focus on the command ships. We need to sever their communications and create disarray among their ranks. The ensuing battle was intense, with the Council's ships responding with ferocity. However, the disruptors gave humanity an edge, allowing them to penetrate deeper into the enemy formation. Counselor Zorak, watching from a secured location within the command center, provided real-time insights that further enhanced their strategy. Captain, Zorak advised, the flagship is vulnerable from its starboard side. A concentrated attack there could disable its primary weapon systems. Mitchell relayed the coordinates to Singh's squadron. Target the flagship's starboard side. We need to neutralize its weapons. As Singh's squadron executed the maneuver, a brilliant explosion marked the success of their efforts. The flagship's primary weapons were disabled, creating a ripple of confusion among the Council's fleet. Human forces pressed their advantage, breaking through the enemy lines and targeting key vessels. In the midst of the chaos, Mitchell coordinated with ground forces to prepare for potential land invasions. The Council's tactics were unpredictable, and he needed to ensure Earth was ready for any scenario. Dr. Carter worked tirelessly alongside him, monitoring energy levels and adjusting the disruptors as needed. Her expertise was invaluable, providing the necessary edge to maintain their defenses. James, she said, glancing up from her console, we're holding, but we can't sustain this level of engagement indefinitely. We need to deliver a decisive blow. Mitchell agreed. We're nearing the breaking point. All units focus fire on the remaining command ships. We need to finish this now. The battle reached its peak as human ships converged on the last of the command vessels. Explosions rippled through the enemy fleet, each one a testament to humanity's resilience and tactical brilliance. The Council's forces, now leaderless and disorganized, began to retreat. Mitchell allowed himself a brief moment of relief. We've done it. Begin recovery operations and prepare for any counterattacks. The command center erupted in a mix of exhaustion and elation. They had achieved a significant victory, but the cost was high, and the threat was far from over. As the team regrouped, Mitchell turned to Carter. Amelia, we need to analyze the data from this battle. We can't afford to be caught off guard by another assault. And Zorak, he added, looking at the alien. Your help was crucial today. We need to discuss how we can further our collaboration. Zorak nodded. I am committed to our cause. There are others within the council who may join us if we can prove that peace is a viable option. Mitchell's eyes hardened with resolve. Then we'll show them. We'll use every resource at our disposal to ensure that humanity not only survives but thrives. The aftermath of the battle left Earth's defenses strained but intact. Captain James Mitchell and Dr. Amelia Carter oversaw the recovery efforts from the command center, analyzing the data from the recent engagement. The information gleaned from Counselor Zorak had been pivotal, but the war was far from over. Mitchell addressed his team. We've dealt a significant blow to the Galactic Council's fleet, but we can't afford complacency. Their main forces are still out there, and we must be prepared for their next move. Dr. Carter interjected, her expression serious. James, we need to leverage our momentum. Zorak's intelligence indicates that the Council's command structure is still vulnerable. If we can target their communication hubs, we might cripple their coordination capabilities. Lieutenant David Singh, fresh from his successful maneuvers, joined the discussion. Captain, my squadron is ready for another strike. We can deploy a rapid assault on their communication outposts and disrupt their command chain. Mitchell nodded, formulating a plan. Let's move quickly. Amelia, coordinate with Singh and prepare the disruptors for another round. Zorak, any additional insights on the Council's strategic points would be invaluable. Zorak, though weary, provided further details on the locations of the Council's critical infrastructure. There are 3 primary communication hubs that, if taken out, would significantly hinder their operations. Focus your efforts there. As preparations commenced, the command center buzzed with determination and urgency. Singh's squadron, bolstered by the latest tactical innovations, launched towards the designated targets. The ships moved with precision, weaving through the void to reach the hubs. Singh's voice came through the comms, steady and resolute. We've reached the first hub, deploying disruptors now. The operation proceeded smoothly at first, with the disruptors creating temporary disarray among the Council's defenses. Human forces pressed their advantage, systematically dismantling the communication structures. However, the Council quickly adapted, launching a counteroffensive to protect their remaining hubs. Captain, we've encountered heavier resistance than expected, Singh reported, his tone grim. We need reinforcements to complete the mission. Mitchell responded without hesitation. Hang tight, Singh. We're dispatching additional support. Amelia, get our reserve units ready for deployment. As reinforcements joined the fray, the battle intensified. Human and Council ships clashed in a desperate struggle for control. The stakes were clear. Success would mean a strategic advantage, while failure could spell disaster. In the midst of the conflict, Mitchell received an urgent transmission from Earth's surface. Captain, we're detecting unusual energy signatures near our southern hemisphere. It could be a diversion or a prelude to an invasion. Mitchell's mind raced. Divert some of our forces to investigate. We can't ignore any threats to our home. On the ground, teams scrambled to identify the source of the energy signatures. What they found was unexpected. A clandestine Council outpost, hidden beneath the Antarctic ice. The outpost was a hub for launching covert operations against Earth, and its discovery was a critical breakthrough. James, this changes everything, Carter said, analyzing the data from the outpost. If we take this outpost, we could cut off a significant portion of their operations against us. Mitchell issued immediate orders. Mobilize ground forces and take that outpost. We can't let it stand. As ground forces moved in, the battle both in space and on Earth raged on. Singh's squadron, reinforced and resolute, managed to destroy the second communication hub, leaving only one remaining. The Council's fleet, now disoriented and struggling to regroup, began to show signs of retreat. On the ground, the fight for the Antarctic outpost was fierce. Human soldiers, equipped with advanced weaponry and aided by local knowledge, fought valiantly against the entrenched alien forces. Slowly but surely they gained ground. Mitchell monitored both fronts, his mind constantly adapting to the shifting dynamics of the battle. Singh, focus all efforts on that final hub. Ground team, secure the outpost. We need to finish this. With coordinated strikes, Singh's squadron launched a decisive attack on the last communication hub. The structure erupted in a series of explosions, sending shockwaves through the Council's fleet. Simultaneously, ground forces breached the inner sanctum of the Antarctic outpost, neutralizing the alien command center. As the dust settled, reports of victory poured in. The Council's remaining ships retreated, their command structure in shambles. On the ground, the outpost was secured, its strategic value now in human hands. Dr. Carter breathed a sigh of relief. James, we've done it. This could be the turning point we needed. Mitchell allowed himself a brief moment of satisfaction. We've won this battle, but the war isn't over. Let's regroup and prepare for the next phase.